Alright, so I'm currently trying to platinum over 200 games suggested by viewers of the channel. Now, if I can't do all of these before the channel hits 1.3 million subscribers, then I have to platinum Diablo 2, the longest platinum trophy in existence. So make sure to drop a like and subscribe. So for today's video, I chose to platinum Overcooked All You Can Eat, which is a combo of both Overcooked 1 and Overcooked 2, and even the DLCs from those games. When I was looking into these games, I noticed that unfortunately, Overcooked 1 has no platinum, and I know you guys are very diehard when it comes to the platinums, because when a game has no platinum, it is honestly kind of lame. But Overcooked 2 did have a platinum. However, I then noticed that they made a combined game with them both, so I thought, you know what, that's probably the best one to play. Now, I went through and I got every single trophy, including the platinum trophy on this game. Like I said, it spans across Overcooked 1 and Overcooked 2's trophies, and even some DLC trophies. In total, this amounts up to 43 trophies with the platinum. It took me 11 hours to complete. There is 5 whole stages to the platinum, and without further ado, let us begin. Alright, so stage 1 is going to be the Overcooked 1 stage, where we go through and get all the trophies on the first game in the series. There is numerous miscellaneous trophies in this stage, but the overall goal is just reach the final level and boss level, if you will, for the Hero of Time trophy. Far before that, however, we begin with the first level that sets up the game. The plot is basically we are chefs trying to appease a giant monster who has an infinite appetite. And in this first opening level, I got 2 trophies. First, called Back in My Day from attempting to throw something in Overcooked 1, which I did on complete accident by just kind of spamming buttons because I had no clue what I was doing. But then I got a trophy from actual effort called Clockwork Kitchen by completing a level and finishing all of the recipes in order that were presented to us. Truly, I do think that Gordon Ramsay would be proud of our performance. I would love to see that donkey play this game, I'm not gonna lie. The Kitchen Nightmares YouTube channel has been kind of ruined by some intern, so it might refresh that for once. Anyways, after this level is complete, it then sets up more of the story for this game. Basically, we just go through a time portal with the Onion King and his dog named Kevin, and this is to let us go back in time and practice our cooking before we face off against the evil monster once more in the finale of the game. So then you basically just go through and play all the levels that are available. And I'm not gonna lie, this game it's unironically hard. Like, Overcooked 1 is challenging in a lot of the levels to get 3 stars, which you do need to do to be able to access further levels in the game. You don't need every single star, but you do need a very high amount, and I struggled quite often to get 3 stars on most levels. I guess this could be just because I've never played this before and there's definitely a skill curve with how much multitasking you have to do at once. I genuinely never want to work in a kitchen after seeing how stressful it is. But anyways, the flow of this game is also very casual, and not a lot of trophies are gotten naturally, but the next one I did get was called It's Cold, from keeping a finished meal 30 seconds before serving it. And yes, I did this on complete accident. I'm also not positive if serving a meal cold affects anything. As far as I know, it really does not make a big difference. But anyways, here's that trophy pop once I got it on this burger level. So moving on, I then played through countless levels. Like I said, there isn't a ton of natural trophies in this game, let alone in Overcooked 1 to begin with. I mean, for God's sake, the original game only had 11 trophies total to begin. But anyways, the next trophy I did get was one of few level-specific trophies called Kitchen Nightmares, from completing a kitchen in Munch Mansion. I love how this game has numerous pop culture trophies and jokes tied into them. Round of applause to the developers for that. We love to see it, we really do.
I love you.
Anyways, the Munch Mansion is just a special level that is on 4-1. So the 4th set of levels, or the kind of like 4th world, I guess. It's a new special level that features a very annoying mechanic where some magic makes our entire kitchen setup move around the entire time while we are trying to cook. This is a thing that happens on a lot of levels in the game, and it's what makes it so hard. Because when you're playing, you're trying to set up things for the future, but then the future plans get nipped when it just kind of flies away from you. Thankfully, this trophy is just from completing a kitchen in this strand of missions, and I got 3 stars anyways because I'm cooking, chat. Literally.
Can you just shut the fuck?
Moving on from that, I then played through all of World 4, and this leads into, you know, World 5, obviously. This time, the theme was outer space, and probably the most annoying mechanic of Overcooked 1, where you had to, like, send parts of the kitchen back and forth with buttons. It was incredibly annoying to work with, but I did get a trophy yet again from it called Out of This World, from completing a kitchen in Cosmic Canteen, which, if you can't guess, is the name of this area. It's the same exact functioning trophy as last time. I also did nail 3 stars again, and I'm hard as a rock right now. A bit later, I also played some lava levels, which were also quite annoying. Seems to be a trend with Overcooked 1. I promise, Overcooked 2 is not nearly as hard or annoying as this game's levels are. But on this lava level, I ate shit multiple times just like my puppy does every single day. And I got a trophy called Klutz in the Kitchen from respawning 10 times total. So I guess maybe after all this was a good thing because, I mean, you know, trophy pop, baby. Now during these lava levels, one of them had another, again, very annoying mechanic. And the cooking pots we used floated around on the lava. So much so that if you messed up, you would entirely miss the pot and you can't really get to it to change it or take it off the flame. This led to me burning the pubic hairs off of a simple chicken I was cooking. But being the responsible 21-year-old adult white male that I am, I just put out the fire. This also got me a trophy called If You Can't Stand the Heat from extinguishing a burning kitchen. Easy peasy, and here's that joy pop. Moving on from that, I didn't get any other trophies in my remainder of time playing this game. That is until the final boss level. And this level is, as I just said, the last one in the first Overcooked game. Completing it will also net us the Hero of Time trophy pop. And to do this, you have to complete the entire level's orders in a time frame of 18 minutes. Yes, you have to cook and cook and cook for 18 straight minutes to finish the level. And if you don't do every single order in that time frame like I did on my first try, then you have to completely restart. Upon seeing that, I was, you know, a little bit angry. Insert the punching camera meme that I have used 434 times in my videos. There simply isn't one better. However, on my second try, I did lock in, as they say, and I started to cook as the kids say, or they used to say. I even got a random trophy doing it called Calculated Risk from saving an ingredient from burning at the last possible second. This was also completely purposeful and not a total accident due to my skill issue, so here's a trophy pop. But after that, I did finish the final level, and I even finished it with a time of 40-ish seconds to spare, getting the trophy immediately. After the monster was then satisfied and, you know, blew up. That's not what I meant by a blowjob, but okay then.
Shut the fuck.
Moving on, we have now finished Overcooked 1. However, I did need to get one more trophy in this area called Can You Pet the Dog? From petting Kevin the dog in Overcooked 1. You can do this in any little hub where the Onion King and Kevin are residing. Simply go up, pet it, and the trophy will pop. So that is all the trophies on Overcooked 1 finished with, and now it's time to move on to Overcooked 2. Alright, so in this stage of the platinum, we are now in stage 2, being to beat all of Overcooked 2 and get numerous trophies in it, just like the previous one. The trophy list is actually pretty damn similar just on a glance. Overcooked 2 is, however, far longer than Overcooked 1. It features some new mechanics, it's also a lot easier overall, and it has a few more trophies inside of it. Or, you know, rather just trophies that are easier in this than the first one. The plot for this game is a little bit more weird than the previous one, but basically the Onion King made this cursed recipe for bread, and it summoned in a bunch of zombie bread called bread, who are now trying to again take over the kingdom. So our goal is to stop them with such go-to recipes that they drop to their knees like Emily did to her guy best friend. I still have not forgotten that, you absolutely disgusting woman. Bitch. Anyways, the first level is technically the tutorial as the game calls it. We didn't have to feed any giant monsters, but rather just a legion of zombie bread in a graveyard of sorts, kind of. The level overall was not that hard. I also got a trophy after completing it called, well, Let Us Begin, which I laughed at upon reading because some dude has been commenting that on my videos because, you know, in my intros, it does kind of sound like I say lettuce. If you know, you know. Anyways, after finishing this level, the trophy popped from doing both the tutorials for Overcooked and Overcooked 2. So then we began the same cycle as before, just going through levels, trying our best to get 3 stars on as many as we can because, again, you do need a set amount to unlock the further levels in the game. It really shouldn't be an issue, however, because the requirements are very low, so you honestly can, you know, fail a lot and still finish the game just fine. But this also does function the same as the previous one. The trophies are not common and they come from doing very specific actions. My next one was called Fast Food from completing 5 orders or tickets if you are a true chef's chef in under 30 seconds. I also, funnily enough, did this on the very first level of Overcooked 2's, you know, real levels because it was a sushi level. And sushi is by far the easiest type of food to make. It's literally just us chopping up fish. So I just lined up a few orders, waited for them to come in, and then rapidly finished them off, getting the trophy easily. This also is the recommended level to do this on if you can't already tell. About 20-ish minutes later, I also reached the balloon levels in this game, and these are pretty cool and fun. They can be a tad bit annoying because a lot of stuff is happening on them, but there also is a trophy called Pop from completing a kitchen on a balloon. Just like the previous game's level trophies, this one is simply from finishing it, which I did right here, and then the trophy popped. Now then, about 10 minutes later, I somehow managed to get 3 trophies in like a span of a minute. First was called World-Renowned Chef from discovering all levels in the main game. I have no idea how I did this because I am still in the first world of levels in Overcooked 2, so, you know, not sure if that's supposed to pop right here, but it did, so I'm not complaining. I also went and I pet Kevin again, which is also a trophy in this game called Can You Still Pet the Dog? That reminds me of that one meme, I'm not gonna lie.
No, he's sleeping.
And then finally, I got the careful driver trophy from running over unbred 10 times, which I did for fun because they make a little funny boing sound when getting run over. Am I a psychopath? Sometimes, and here's a trophy pop. Now, since I just got numerous trophies, I wouldn't really get any for a while after that. In fact, I went like an entire day without any trophies popping. But finally, I did get one called Buried from, again, just completing a kitchen in a specific area, this time being the mines. The mines are, again, just another type of level, and after finishing a level there, the trophy will pop. 2 hours later, yet again, of playing, I then got another trophy, and it would be my last one in Overcooked 2, aside from the final level trophy, just called This Is Fine, from having 10 tiles on fire at one time. I did this from not putting out any fires on the level where they were happening very, very often. It was quite annoying, but hey, the trophy popped, so shout out to Silver Linings. I love those. So anyways, moving on to the final level now, it will get us the unbred trophy from completing Overcooked 2 and saving the kingdom once more. Now this one is a bit longer than the previous final level in Overcooked. The time frame is 25 total minutes long, goes to a handful of different kitchens, but overall it's actually a lot easier. It's also a bit more underwhelming just because there isn't a monster breathing down our neck the entire time. But long story short, I did it first try. I had about 7 whole minutes to spare, so yeah, I kind of murdered that shit. And then the trophy popped, being my final one in Overcooked 2. The game then just ends off with the Onion King saying that we saved the day again, and the unbred are now at peace after being all filled up with our juices. So it is now time to move on to stage 3 of the Platinum Trophy. Now this stage is simply called the Extra Trimming World, being again stage 3. It's the most boring stage of the trophy grind because it requires you to go and play all the DLC maps. Now you don't have to play every single level in the DLCs, mostly that is. You do, however, have to do all of the Ever Peckish Rises campaign because there's a trophy from completing that. But other than that one, you really only have to play the first level in all of them. In total, there is 3 trophies in this stage, 2 of which I would get right away after doing the entire Ever Peckish Rises campaign, being all you can eat, obviously, from finishing that campaign, and then would you like fries with that from completing an Extra Trimmings World in general. Now I then played through the Festive Seasoning campaign to get to level 1-5 because you can get a trophy there which is in a different stage of the trophy list. However, I figured, you know what, why not just do it right now? It's called Fire Hazard from using a flamethrower to cook 25 items. This is the only level in the game yet to have this mechanic, and the reason why we are doing the trophy right now. Just line up chickens and cook away. You don't have to make full recipes either, just simply cook the ingredients, and yeah, after 20 the trophy popped right away. Now I then went back to just doing the first level in each DLC. There was 15 DLC maps, so we have to do 15 different levels for the World Traveler trophy from completing the first level in all of the worlds. Now for whatever reason, I also got a trophy called It's Being Emotional from using every emote in the game when I was just talking to the Onion King during one of these. And I have no clue how because I wasn't even using an emote, so I'm pretty sure that's bugged. But hey, it's a good bug, so I'm not complaining at all. I then grinded out every first level. It took me about an hour and 10 minutes to do this. Not hard by any means, just very boring. Turns out that cooking repeatedly over and over and over gets old after a while. But once doing all 15 levels in the DLC trophy popped, and we are now finished with yet again another stage of the trophy grind. So the next stage, in my opinion, is the most annoying because it is related to the multiplayer trophies and being stage 4. The reason it's annoying is because to get 4 players at once, you obviously could grab some friends, but you can also just plug in a second controller and then use the split controller feature to control 4 people at once. Now that sounds very weird, and it is very weird. The mechanics for this are odd, to say the least. I still could not tell you how to control all 4 at once because I could barely do it to begin with. The trophies, however, are thankfully all pretty easy, just from playing levels with chefs wearing certain outfits. I'm also just going to try to burn through these because you can do them completely AFK and levels that you've already completed for it to count, which is what I did. The first one I got was called the All-Seeing Fried Cook from playing a level with 4 chefs that had glasses. Just throw on the glasses characters. You could also combine this with a trophy, but I forgot to. So here's that trophy pop. I then did the Bear Picnic trophy from playing a level with a campfire and 4 bear chefs. The campfire level is a part of the Extra Trimmings DLC called, well, Campfire. So yeah, just load that up. Level 1-1 works, and yeah, here's the trophy pop as well. After that, I did a level with 4 players, 3 of which are wearing the same thing for the trophy called They Suspect Nothing. Again, this is the same function as before, and here is that trophy after it ended. Following that, I did New World Order from using 4 reptile chefs at once on a level. Again, once completed, the trophy then pops. The game then gave us some more in-depth trophies regarding the characters, being Monster Mash from playing Overcooked level 4-2 and using a werewolf, a ghost, and a vampire chef. Spooky, scary skeletons or something that one weirdo said. I forgot the line. Editor, put it in.
Haircut, spooky, spooky haircut. Oh.
And yeah, after completing that, the trophy then popped. Only 2 trophies left now, with the next being the final custom character one, thankfully, called Infestation, from playing Overcooked level 2-2 with 4 players all using the Rat Chef. And I actually messed this one up because the Rat Chef has an alternate version that is like an actual rat chef and not just a rat in a chef outfit. It's kind of weird, but it makes sense, I promise. So once doing it right, the trophy then popped. Now the final trophy in this stage is called Space Jelly, from throwing and catching an ingredient between 4 alien chefs 15 times without dropping it. And this is honestly very hard. You have to first dress up all 4 people as an alien and not one from below the border.
What the hell?
Then you have to pass 1 ingredient in order between everyone 15 times. You also can't really just put them in a circle because you must be facing the person to catch the ingredient. It was a mess, but after a few tries, I did get it, and thank God, because I am sick of using split control. It's actual diarrhea.
That's what I'm saying.
So we are now into the final stage of the Platinum, being stage 5, the arcade versus mode and the cleanup. This features basically just a bunch of random ass trophies from the game and also the arcade / verse mode. Now you can get both the finish 15 versus mode and 15 arcade mode by just playing the versus mode, because those count as arcade games as well. I just did this all with my second controller and account, so it was quite boring but very easy. And in the first match, I won obviously, and I got the Rooting for You trophy. And after that, while going through the 15 matches I had to play, I ended up playing the Sushi one over and over because it's just 3 minutes long and not 5 like the others. I also farmed out 2 trophies while waiting, being called Bangers from Trash from putting 99 items in the bin, and Hot Pot Shot from throwing 100 ingredients into a cooking pot. My cycle was pretty much just to give my other chef rice, have him throw it in the pot, and then take the pot and throw it in the bin so you can farm both at the same time. I got the 99 bin trophy first, obviously, because that's a lot easier, so here's that trophy. And while farming out the rest of the throws, I also got a trophy called It's Raw from delivering the wrong dish 10 times, which I already had a lot of progress in, and it popped up for doing just 1 dish wrong. 10 minutes later, I then finally did 100 throws, and yeah, here's the trophy pop, thankfully. Now again, 10 minutes after that, I finished my 15th match of versus, getting both that trophy and the 15 arcade kitchens trophy as well. So all that remains now is 5 random ass trophies. First, called Raccoon Magic from teleporting as a raccoon. Simply throw on that raccoon chef, find a teleport level, and just teleport with the trophy to pop. It's very, very easy. Next was something fishy from playing as an aquatic chef in a sushi level. Again, very easy. I just picked the octopus chef. I selected a sushi level. There's a lot of them. The first level, Overcooked 2, works, and yeah, GG's. Next was Food Critic from throwing 5 tomatoes at another player. This one works in single player also, by the way, but in order to get it to count, you have to not catch a tomato. So turn yourself around and throw it, or just point blank do it like I did, and yeah, it's pretty easy trophy as well. My second to last trophy in the game was then from pushing somebody off a level. Now you can do this on numerous ones, but I did it on the car level because it's very, very easy, and yeah, pretty much just dash into yourself and the trophy will pop. My final trophy in the game was then called Boxing Champion from getting 3 stars in the level where both chefs are box chefs. This is just another chef type trophy. I chose to do the first level of Overcooked 2 because it's easy as shit. I got over a 1000 score, and yeah, I killed it getting that trophy and the platinum trophy on Overcooked All You Can Eat. So that was the complete Overcooked experience. Hopefully you guys understand why I did this collection game instead of just the 2 games by themselves. Would have been boring as f for a video on just Overcooked, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's about it. More videos soon, and thank you all for watching once more. Peace out, boys.